If it says plates a boat, what's it doing deep in the money pit? Almost an untapped area. It's highly meaningful. It's something out of place. It's in the money pit, very deep, from continuously searching for lost treasure to barely surviving an expedition. This is the story of how Lagina barely made it after making a terrifying discovery on Oak Island. Lagina has been digging at the Smith's Cove excavation site for quite a number of years trying to find the hidden treasure, but on this particular day he ended up making one of the most shocking discoveries. He came across something so terrifying that it almost gave him a heart attack. This completely changes everything as we know it, even shocking those who were watching from home. One thing about the team at Oak Island is that they are determined to find out more about the ancient Smith's Cove. They continuously search for new information and knowledge with so much optimism. However, this doesn't mean that they haven't come across disappointments for a very long time. People have been trying to figure out what was going on in the caves and underground. However, Dan Blankenship's initial investigations have been providing the team with some very useful information, something that they were able to use to their advantage. Okay, we'll see if there's any metal in the team eventually zeroed in on a specific area that was close to the massive cove, and when they finally concluded the search of this area, they realized that there was an U-shaped structure that might have been concealed there. According to the myth, they could only manage to get inside the structure or dig it out, they would find solutions to most of their problems. They also claimed that by digging up the secret shaped structure hidden in this area, they would also uncover some of the site's long-guarded secrets, some of which they have been searching for the longest time. Now we've got this structure right here. Okay, yeah, starting to uncover it a little bit, so I want to check for metal. Okay, as much as we can expect to see, so solutions to many questions that even we as viewers have. What secrets is Smith's Cove protecting so dearly? At this point you would think that the most important thing to discover is the U-shaped structure. After all, it could be the treasure that the team so desperately sought for years. On the other hand, it could be just nothing. The fact that they have found some sort of structure is already thrilling enough. But do you know what was even better than the U-shaped structure? The answer is very simple. The answer is that this structure unearthed, but I should warn you, you are about to be left with even more questions than answers we can offer. The thing is, all these findings did not occur at the same time as the team went on to search for the treasure. These findings would appear one after another, and with each discovery the adventure just became even more thrilling. There was one very important person in this entire endeavor, and it was Gary. The way he handled the metal detector was unlike any other person on their team. He was good at it, and he was the one who found most of the little discoveries that they made. Gary would dig through trash cans for something worthwhile to salvage, and as he was just walking around the compound waving his metal detector around, it was not long before the metal detector made noise that sent chills down everyone's spine. I got a signal here, non-ferrous. I got a non-ferry, Eric. After digging through all the dirt, the team came across something sparkling. From the look of it, it seems to be a gold coin. The team had just discovered a gold coin, and it was pretty significant. I can see gold color. Yeah, me too. Is it heavy? Pretty heavy. This is because it might be one of the first treasures that they find in Smith's Cove. However, before they could jump to any conclusions, they had to further analyze so that they could determine its true nature. The deeper they dug into the find, the more they realized that it was significant. Upon inspecting the so-called coin, the team realized that it didn't have any machining on T edges. When we look back at some of the history of this place, we learn that the first money pit was discovered on the island in 1795. However, when the coin was examined, it was estimated to have been made before that year. The discovery gained a lot of interest, mainly because of the item's potential value. It was probably a treasured artifact from the past. The entire group was revitalized by this remarkable find, and having gotten a lot of motivation from it, the entire team set out to continue with their excavation in the hopes that they would find some additional precious antiques. As they were busy searching for more treasure, they were overwhelmed by sadness when they reflected on the adventurous nature of Dan Blankenship. He was the first person to originally investigate the entire area in 1971. They hoped that when they approached Dan with what they had found, they could help solve some of Oakland's mysteries, most of which had existed for centuries. The team never stopped searching. keeping up with the digging and de-exploration, and as they did they knew in the back of their minds that each find would bring them one step closer to understanding Oak Island. The team eventually came up with quite a number of theories concerning the treasure, always trying to find a reason as to why they hadn't found it yet. It goes without saying that if you need to keep a valuable secret, there are some theories that become more plausible. The entire team was aware of the gravity of their task, however this didn't stop them from continuing with their search, as they were also convinced that the solutions they were looking for were right under their feet. But at this point, was the team going to give up? The team continued their quest as they recalled Oak Island's past, which had drawn countless treasure hunters in search of unfathomable wealth and the centuries-old mystery. They were proud to continue the legacy and make their impact on the world in this way. I like to decipher things, and I deciphered something that tells me that Shakespeare's Manuscry (PTS) probably will be on Oak Island. However, it was not going to be an easy task. The determined crew at Smith's Cove came across a lot of obstacles during their painstaking excavation work. However, no matter the obstacles they faced, the team persisted, knowing very well that the answers that they sought were out there. The charming community that resided on Smith's Cove, which was on the shores of the stunning Annapolis Basin, was named after the British loyalist Joseph Smith. Even though the team of researchers has uncovered some very promising leads, they still know and admit that there's a lot more investigation that needs to be done. Ever since it was said that there was some hidden treasure on Oak Island, people have always been fascinated by this mystery. This has been the case for centuries, and it has further heightened the mystique surrounding the island because of its allure and complexity. Given all that their team has gone through, they have all remained very optimistic about it. Now more than ever, what they all hope for is that they will finally find the gold that was supposedly hidden below, and if that were to happen, they would all go home knowing very well that their efforts were not fruitless. Smith's Cove, just like Oak Island before it, has attracted quite a number of explorers and scholars, and they all had one goal in mind. All they wanted was to find the buried treasure and the answer to some of the mysteries that had been there for years. As a result, various investigations and excavations have been carried out on Smith's Cove, all of which have yielded a wide variety of artifacts. You saw a chunk of metal that could be a piece of the treasure vault, but what exactly has been discovered at Smith's Cove? Lagina and his team found a number of artifacts while they were searching around for the lost treasure, but of all the artifacts they came across, the most notable were some sort of box drains. Some might even call them finger drains. These are some channels that lead from the shore to the money pit region, and from the looks of it, they were constructed using rocks and coconut fiber drains. According to the team, the drains are part of a larger system to conceal the loot, and from the way it seems that they worked, if anyone tried to dig it up, seawater would fill the drains and protect the riches. After investigating these drains, there's proof that it is possible that this was the first time such a structure was built. It seems as though the person who did it wanted to erase all traces of their work, given that there was no record of such a structure anywhere. The discovery of these box drains has raised a lot of questions and doubts as to the true value of the wealth rumored to be buried on Oak Island. They obviously placed a high value on the treasure back when they were making these tunnels, which seemed to have been done hundreds of years ago. But let's think about it for a while. There is no way that you would create such a security measure to guard your treasure if it is not worth a lot. In addition to that, people have been left wondering how much treasure there might actually be on Oak Island after this discovery. This has led to a lot of people speculating about its true value, but we cannot really come up with a definite answer. This is because it is a treasure from hundreds of years ago. How do you give such treasures value? I've never seen anything quite like this yet, because what I'm getting at is, where did these come from? I would go back as far as it is. All this is very exciting to even listen to. I mean, treasure from hundreds of years ago being dug up on an island where multiple explorers have searched and failed to find anything is now being found. There is a very great possibility of it there. As much as we have found what seems to be a way to the treasure, we have to ask ourselves, what do these discoveries signify? Any time the GRW made a new discovery, the tension levels and the anticipation always skyrocketed. Everyone would be filled with so much excitement, keeping the hope that they were closer to the treasure than before they were eager to learn the truth and the secrets that Oak Island holds. However, from time to time they often ponder whether or not they will ever find answers to all of the puzzles and questions that they have. The team can't help but think about all the others who have come before them in search of the same legendary treasure supposedly buried on Oak Island, as well as the solution to its mystery, which is centuries old. When the group was starting this expedition, they had obviously done their research on what to expect from the island, as well as what other explorers had found, and with this they were well aware of the rich history that they had come to explore. Furthermore, with each new discovery they also gained confidence that they were getting closer to the ultimate breakthrough, and to get to the truth they are willing to do anything and to go to any lengths. As much as they are optimistic about their digging at Smith's Cove, they are well aware that their adventure is nowhere close to being done. They also keep in mind the mystery of Oak Island will continue to challenge them for years to come, and they have to be strong and ready for that. At Smith's Cove, archaeologists came across the wooden U-shaped structure that had been partially buried in the sand. What they haven't really discovered yet is whether it was used as a mooring facility during the war or if it was part of the flood tunnel system. Do these go any idea? We're not sure yet. It's possible they're trying to hold back water from entering the flood tunnel. This is a topic that has been up for debate between scientists for quite some time. As they unearth this structure, they are all worried that they might cause a major disruption in a field that is very fascinating and engaging. Because of that, they have to make sure that they move methodically and with a lot of discipline. This is not the kind of task that you just rush into to get it done. One small mistake and they might lose so much value. Among the many things found at Smith's Cove, the team has come across coins, pottery shards and even metal artifacts. All these artifacts eventually lead to the conclusion that this island has had lots of visitors from various areas and locations. Because of this, there have been various theories surrounding the island. One of the most interesting ones is that pirates and sailors their treasures here. However, unlike what we see in cartoons and other shows, these pirates didn't leave a map with a large X showing where the treasure was. However, of late it is not only treasure seekers who are interested in Smith's Cove, there are also experts who are looking into it, hoping to learn more about the island. From the exploration of the island, the water supply to the money pit seems to have been cut off, which can only mean that this area was part of the flood tunnel network. It is a very interesting development, one that might change the way the team proceeds with their discovery and exploration. The team then discovered network of tunnels that were constructed from pebbles and coconut fiber. These might have been part of a cunning plan to keep the wealth hidden from everyone else. From the look of things, it seems that the pirates and sailors came to Oak Island frequently to bury their treasure. Even with all the obstacles that the crew faced, they are still determined to find answers. But with each new discovery, as much as it brings them closer to the truth, it also deepens the mystery. The mystery of Oak Island was further deepened by the discovery of artifacts, some of the notable ones being coconut fiber and human bones. The legend of Oak Island is already haunted, and this is what contributes to the island's mystique and era of foreboding. The discovery of bones made the team do some deeper research to gain a better understanding of the area. To find more answers, they had to try a different approach. They used a specialized radar to investigate the area beneath the surface, and they discovered some peculiar features that could be associated with tunnels of buried wealth. This really helped in their investigation and study of the area. Upon looking up the history of the place, it was discovered that there were a number of unfortunate treasure hunters who perished in their pursuit of the Oak Island hoard. One of the major causes of death around has been carbon monoxide gas. This has caused the deaths of 4 construction workers in the area of the cove since around 1965. This just shows that treasure hunting is no easy task, and it can get dangerous real quick. One of the most fascinating discoveries was a unique ancient cross. I would say that it's somewhere between 1200 and 1600 when it was dated. It was found to from the 14th century. This was uncovered on the island, raising even more eyebrows and questions. There have been a lot of theories on the cross as people tried to find out when it really came to the island. Some of the speculations are that it is historical ties to the Knights Templar. The things that have been discovered on this island date back across multiple centuries. Now we have seen a unique cross that is from the 14th century. There has also been another artifact that was unearthed, and when it was dated it was found to be from the 19th century. This one was named Shaft 6. When this disused shaft was uncovered, the crew discovered that it was actually a secret passage. However, there was no way of figuring out where it actually went. All the team could do was speculate, and the theory that stuck with everyone was that it led back to the first money pit. Throughout the whole event of finding the lost treasure, one of the greatest artifacts that have been discovered is a copy of the mythical 90 tons stone. This mysterious stone had some illegible symbols, and it was discovered in the money pit in the 19th century. In fact, it renewed people's fascination and interest in the original stone. Do you think this could be natural? I mean, this one in particular looks like it's cut, and then that looks like I would have thought maybe chiseled, as it seems like it might be a decorative as well as its possible link to the treasure as a result of the discovery of his copy. The crew has been going back and forth at Smith's Cove hoping to make some more discoveries. This is where they uncovered pieces of mint and coconut fiber. Is this coconut fiber? I just pulled it out of right here. What made this an interesting discovery is that it is quite unusual to come across coconut fiber in that region. This just makes it all the more interesting. This can only mean that the only way the coconut fibers got to the island was if they were shipped in from far away. This just shows that it may have been utilized in the construction of the flood tunnel network. The crew also discovered some pieces of parchment that looked like book binding. These ones were discovered close to the money pit, which can only mean that there was something significant constructed towards the money pit. A lot of people have been led to believe that the hidden treasure on the island is somehow connected to the Knights Templar. On the other hand, it could also include some important historical documents or manuscripts. A shocking discovery that made everyone curious was the discovery of human bone parts in the money hole. Did the team really find a bone, or is it something that just resembles a bone? There have been a lot of questions concerning the possible presence of additional human remains on Oak Island, all of which have been raised by the discovery of these bones. Bone or twisted. It's weird looking. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I think it is. Furthermore, there are also questions about the possible connection to the treasure, given that these bones date back to the 17th and 18th centuries. These bones have also contributed to legends about the cursed island. The entire process of discovering the lost has been quite an adventure. It has unraveled some secrets about Oak Island that you would never even imagine were real, and with the courageous team of treasure seekers going through every detail, they have come across a number of artifacts. In addition to that, they have come across some interesting leads. People all over the world have been curious about Oak Island, which is located off the coast of Canada. Of this entire island, Smith's Cove has been the most popular destination, mainly because of its unusual U-shaped buildings. In addition, it also has a lot of underground tunnels and a large quantity of historical artifacts. However, the hunt for the real treasure remains, as it has not yet been found. With everything that the treasure hunters led by Rick and his brother have come across, we can say that they have definitely managed to attract the attention of thousands of people. What everyone wants to find out is if the treasure is real, and if so, how much could it be worth. This has sparked a lot of debate as to what the treasure might be, leading to a lot of theories. There are those who have said that it is in the form of gold bars, while others say that it is actually gold coins that were used centuries ago. Other people have said that it is just coins without really specifying what type of coins they are. So far, most of the discoveries have led to coins, given that the team has actually come across a couple of coins. These coins have been discovered in various places, paying the interest of people